Welcome to Healed, Whole, Called, a podcast centered on the healing power of Jesus and what it means to walk in wholeness and calling in real life. This is a space for honest conversations about faith, healing, and restoration, spiritually, emotionally, and mentally, and how those truths meet us in everyday life. This podcast is supported by the Story Discernment Guide, a reflective resource created for those who sense they are carrying a story meant for more, but want clarity before writing, publishing, or sharing it publicly. The guide is designed to help you pause, pray, and discern what you're stewarding without rushing or pressure. You can access it at storycalling.info. And now, here's your host, Wendy Melrose.
Hey everybody, today's guest turned her greatest struggle into her greatest mission. Katy Miller is a certified health coach and movement specialist who helps clients relieve back pain and counter the effects of long hours sitting. I mean, who does that? I do. So they feel energized, healthy, and ready for life's adventures. After overcoming her own battle with back pain, Katy left the corporate world to follow her calling as a coach. And what began as her personal wellness journey became a passion to empower, to transform their health, discover new freedom, and reconnect the energy that guides us towards healing and wholeness. Hello, Katy.
Hi, so excited to be here.
Yeah, I mean, especially I love what you're saying of how you help people who are sitting too long because that's one of the things my chiropractor and even my other fitness friends are just like, get up and move every 45 minutes. I'm like, but you understand? Like, it takes that long for me to get in the zone. And then it's like, poof, hours later, I'm like, oh, I'm still sitting down and my back hurts. So share with us about your back journey because I would love to know like what happened and then lead us into like how you figured out how to God healed you.
Yeah, so basically when I started off as as my career in the corporate world, I was pretty busy. I had my goals doing engineering. I wanted to become a chartered engineer and there's all this experience, had all these checklists of things I wanted to do. So, I was kind of really pushing myself mentally and growing that way. But then there was something that I kind of missed and it kind of like slowly built over time, but started off with a little bit of pain, well, more just like aches and stuff. And then, the pain grew and grew. And I wasn't, I was, focusing on my career, so maybe not exercising as much as I should have been. And then after a while, it kind of got to the point where I didn't really have much energy, and then actually exercising felt way harder.
Hmm.
Yeah, with all these kind of pain that I was feeling, like walking around just would feel uncomfortable. Going like swimming, I'd put on quite a bit of weight, so going swimming was just didn't feel nice to get in my bikini or swimming costume. And then hiking, which is something that I just love doing. I love being out in nature. I just started saying no, like people would invite me for hikes and yeah, like, and I guess you kind of don't realize it at first. Then after a while, I was like, I'm just working and then being at home, watching TV and being on the sofa. And it wasn't really like, it wasn't making my pain any better doing that. And then I wasn't doing the things that I love to do. So I just kind of found myself in pretty miserable place.
Hmm.
So that was kind of how I got to where my point of I need to change something.
So what was that time span? Were you like in your 20s, recognize it in your 30s, or are you still in your 20s? Like what was the timeline?
Yeah, so I was actually I'm gonna say fortunate. Um I was in my 20s, like, because I think for some people this happens quite a bit later, and
Hmm.
it's I was still young enough to be like, okay, like I need to do you can do something about it at any age, but I just think when you're younger, it's you got more time on your hand to explore different ways. So I was quite young. I was yeah, like probably by my 30th birthday, I was like, okay, this is a I can't take this anymore. I don't want it to
Right,
get
right.
any worse.
Yeah, and I can speak for everybody else who might be listening who's not 30 anymore. It is significantly harder because, not only do you have maybe even the weight and the non-movement, but you also have your age. And I understand people we don't want to allow age to define us. There is something to be said that, you have to, I don't know what it is, but I'm noticing I have to think more to move the older I get. And I don't know why that is. And it could just be that I need to apply some of the principles I'm sure you'll talk about on how to move your body more. So, what was it that you started to do first?
At first, I just kind of started doing anything and everything. I tried doing Pilates and yoga, which for a while just I would say wasn't really available to me. Like I would
Mm,
try and do planks and all these moves that I was doing them online, so watching a video. But I just found like it was too hard. Like I don't know if you've ever kind of tried something and been
mhm.
like, I can't even hold this for 1 second. Like, how am I supposed to do it for the 60 seconds that
Right.
they want me to? So I kind of just, was trying bits and pieces of everything. And yeah, I definitely had I did things and I gave up, and it was kind of disheartening to, seeing all these like fitness people around doing all this stuff and like making it look so easy. And then for me, it was pretty difficult. So it was
Mm,
definitely tough to start with.
mhm,
But then I think I just kind of made the commitment to myself that this was something I really wanted to change. And it could take a week, it could take 10 years, like, but I really needed to do it. So
mhm,
I just kind of every week I would pick something and try it. And then things that worked, I would continue with. Things that didn't work, I was like, okay, I'm not going to do that anymore. And yeah, I actually like I found Reformer Pilates, which is like I still love it. It's great, but that was something that you could kind of it met you more where you are. Like it's more supported, and that was something I personally enjoyed. So that kind of helped me to just build that like foundation of strength, and then yeah, kind of through that I was got gained more confidence and able to do other things. And then like trying a spin class, which is something I was like I would never do, and then I tried it and I loved it. So it's it was really just me kind of having a messy journey of trying different things. And then I kind of also took a deep dive too into what causes back pain, and really like how you can get rid of it and for it to stay.
mhm,
Because yeah, like I kind of did feel like it was a battle. Like I had the
mhm.
pain and I was doing things to battle against the pain, but the pain wasn't going away.
Mm. So was it more than just the lack of movement? Could it have been your dietary choices, what could causing inflammation, or did you ever figure out
Yeah,
what it
so
was?
yeah, and I that was something I also did too. Like I completely I decided that yeah, like through kind of this learning that I wanted to do some health coaching. So I did a 2-year health coaching course. And in that time, I think the biggest thing I learned was how to look after myself properly.
Hmm.
And yeah, just kind of getting some simple habits which helped. And it does. Like I think, things like going to the bathroom regularly, that's great for back pain. Like if you're not going regularly, that can make things
Mm.
worse. And then yeah, like anti-inflammatory foods, but I think just eating like a general, like lots of vegetables, high quality proteins, good carbohydrates, healthy fats, like having that kind of foundation that sets you up for it's not just about back pain, it's about having a healthy life as well. So definitely
Hmm.
nutrition was a thing.
Did you notice that as your movement increased, your diet, we know over time our body, you introduce a new food, but it takes a while for the body to reset and to restore and renew. Did you notice other things in your body improved as well that you may not have had a pain response, but you're like, hey, wait, this is functioning better too. Did you notice any of that stuff?
Well, I think the biggest thing was my energy levels.
There you go.
Like eating better and kind of I used to rely quite heavily on carbohydrates. Like I'd have a bagel in the morning, like maybe sandwich at lunch, and then, whatever for dinner. but I'd always be hungry and be
Hmm.
snacking throughout the day. And then when I kind of switched to kind of more balanced meals with proteins and fats, like I found I was less hungry throughout the day, and also my energy levels were kind of keeping the same as well.
Hmm.
And that's kind of what I learned a bit about how, white bread and white refined foods, they spike your sugar levels, and then
Hmm.
afterwards, that's when you get the dip. So it was kind of, yeah, like having more energy was really good because not only is it better to have more energy, but then you have more energy to exercise and get up and move about. And also, yeah, like mentally as well. Like obviously I still was going through my career and wanting to be successful. So having, you know, energy to think and do the things that I wanted, that was great.
So, how is God using all of this today in your coaching program? Like, how long have you been now serving as a coach? And do you help just women or men and women? Like, tell me more about that.
Yeah. So I passed my certification in 2022. So it's been, yeah, that's sorry, 2023. So it's been two years. And I kind of was slowly transitioning away from my corporate job. So I'm still kind of fairly new to it, but the people that I've worked with so far, it's just been such a, like I'm so grateful for them, and like just seeing them on their journeys has been just wonderful. And I've only worked with women so far. I think that these are the people that I kind of understand the most, and obviously being a female myself, and then just how hormones also affect how we feel.
Right.
Um, a lot of my coaching is around mindset. So it's just really kind of, you got to understand the people that you're helping to so you can, help them the best.
Hmm.
Um, and then, yeah, I guess like I thought maybe people around my age would be people that I connect with the most, but kind of I seem to be tr attracted towards people that are older. And I realized that maybe I kind of went through my journey at a younger age, but it's something that maybe affects more people as they get a bit older.
Yeah.
So yeah, but it's, it's been nice, and also, connecting with older women and hearing their experiences of things that they're going through in their life has been, yeah, really great as well.
Well, and it's fun because you start to build a relationship and they can kind of minister to you in a way that you probably never expected. Like, hey, like, I don't, let's just say there's a 20-year age difference. You can learn and be wiser yourself as you keep moving forward. So then when you are at their age, you then minister to the younger ones like, hey, by the way, this is coming your way. So this is what you can do to avoid it.
No, exactly. And I've learned so much about menopause. It's unreal. And you know what? Like, it's something that young people don't really talk about and get involved in. And
Yeah,
like, I'm like, okay, I know exactly what to expect.
right.
Obviously everyone's a bit different, but
Hmm.
it's it's definitely, I think that's the best bonus is
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I don't know why nobody really talks about it. Like, it's funny because people will ask me, like, how old are you? I'm like 47. Oh, are you going to perimenopause? I don't know. Probably. You know, but I try to live pretty holistically. But, sometimes I'll go through emotions and my mentor will be like, how old are you? 47. Hello, perimenopause, and all the emotions go with it. I'm like, no, like, can we just not have extra emotions?
Yeah.
So it's funny. Like I still don't like I've looked it up. Like I feel like it's not black and white because every woman's different. So
Yeah.
yeah.
No, no, exactly. And I think that's, with everything is we're all different, and we go through different things. But I think just kind of being aware of it and what,
Hmm.
being prepared for what you may go through is is kind of nice.
Yeah, totally. I'm kind of still secretly hoping I just skip the whole thing and one day it's just done and I go to Mexico and have a party. We'll
Well,
see.
fingers crossed for you.
That's so funny. So now everyone that you serve and you help, do you help women from all over the world or mostly in England? Like, do you do virtual? Is it in person? Tell me all those fancy things.
Yeah, so I found that yeah, working online you get to meet with people from all over the world. Um, I used to live in Canada, so that's kind of, I have some connection there. I also love the US and people from the US. So those are kind of people that I like to work with, and also people from the UK as well. So I would say I'm kind of split between those three locations.
Hmm.
Um, I think it's nice to kind of, I like meeting with people from different cultures and, learning about them. But then also it's kind of nice when you're coaching someone to have a bit of an understanding of, the supermarkets that they shop in, like their environment, like, yeah, you can't really suggest that someone in Canada in the winter goes out for walks for an hour a day because it's too cold.
No,
So, um, it's
correct.
just having a little bit of understanding is that's kind of helpful. But yeah, definitely North America is kind of where my heart is. So
Nice. Oh, that's super cool. Yeah, and plus there's even areas, I don't know about can I would assume it would be in Canada and the UK, but here in the US we have what's called food deserts. So it's this food is difficult. There's grocery stores are difficult to get to. So it's helping them. But here's the best part too is Amazon goes everywhere. And so they have, sometimes you can order different types of foods or you have these Hello Fresh or whatever. So, and that's sometimes they're not super reasonable, but if you're in a place where you don't have, I'm so sorry, don't have access to food, online shopping has becoming a little bit more easier for people to who may have not necessarily diet restrictions, but who want to eat in a better way, but maybe have less access to food. So,
yeah, no, definitely. I think probably, I mean, there's areas in the UK which, maybe are somewhat similar, but I think it's, yeah, geographically usually close to a lot of things. So it is a lot easier here. But I do know that, yeah, in the US and some places in Canada, when I was an engineer, would work on site in places that were pretty remote and there wasn't many options.
yeah.
And for a few weeks, I could put up with that. But yeah, that would be tough.
Right, right, totally. So, I always love to finish episodes with words of encouragement or a prayer or both, and you get to choose over any of the listeners, for all of, sorry, wow, all my words jumbled up. The listeners who are realizing as they're listening to this, probably working at their desk, sitting, and it's been 6 hours. So, like, I haven't gotten up and moved, my butt hurts. How can they start like words of encouragement for them and ways to connect with you so that they can start realizing they are not doomed to a life of immobility or pain.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think, the biggest thing that helped me is just taking things a week at a time and just, making that commitment to yourself because you're important. And even if it's one little step, go for one walk at lunchtime, 10 minutes, 5 minutes, anything. If you're inactive, just starting off with a bit of activity, that's going to be great. If you're already doing things, just add on a little bit more each week. And that will add up and it will, it's going to start you off on a journey. And we're all on a journey. So yeah, just, today is the day. You can start today.
That's so amazing. Well, thank you so much, Katie, for sharing this amazing heart with us today. I forgot to ask you, how can people connect with you?
Yeah, so I always love talking to people if they have back pain or, any advice on kind of getting started with movement. Um, I'm on Instagram, so it's pain-free effect. And you can also send me an email, katie@painfreeeffect.com. If got any questions or just want to chat about back pain. It's my favorite topic, so
Yeah.
always happy to have a chat.
That is so amazing. So, again, thank you so much for taking time to share with us your heart today. And to our listeners, remember your story isn't over. You are not disqualified by what you've been through or might be even going through. Remember, with Jesus Christ, you are healed, whole, and called. Thanks again.
If today's conversation stirred something in you, a memory, a question, or a quiet sense of calling, I invite you to honor that. You can follow Healed, Whole, Called on the platform you're listening on. And if this episode resonated, leaving a review helps these conversations reach others who may need them. If you know someone walking a similar path, consider sharing this episode with them. And if you're carrying a story or testimony and feel a nudge to do something more with it, the Story Discernment Guide was created for you. It's a reflective resource designed to help you pause, pray, and gain clarity before taking any next step. You can access it at storycalling.info. Thank you for being here and for stewarding what you've been given.